themselves. Okay? In other words, when we come together, relationships are about two people's hearts joining together in the deepest love. And they come together in that deepest love. That's the first thing. When the two hearts mix in that deepest love, the love that opens up a world. You see, there's actually a world that opens up. And that world opens up inside of both partners simultaneously. In other words, both partners simultaneously experience this opening. Now, their experience of the opening may be somewhat different, but they both experience an opening in their chest. Their heart opens. And in that place of opening of the heart, there begins to be a manifestation of love and a manifestation of beauty and a manifestation of many, many, many things. And that manifestation then grows like a garden, deeper and deeper and deeper between two people until their love comes together in what we call an ecstatic state of love. And this is what we call the station of Muhabba, this deep bringing together of the love. Now this Muhabba, this love, is a tremendously beautiful state that two people can reach together. And they've opened their hearts and they've come together to reach this state of love. Okay, now, and that's not the end. This love can then grow deeper and deeper and deeper and go further and further and further. There are many, many steps that this love grows through and goes as we go deeper. But in learning to work with the qualities, we begin to understand that relationships are ultimately about bringing this love together, and that there are qualities that can be used to make that happen. In other words, a lot of people come to me, they say, I don't know how to have love between me and my partner. How do we be in love with each other? Or they come and they say, oh, I lost the love, and I don't know how to come back to the love. I don't know how to find the love anymore. My heart is kind of broken. I'm empty inside. I feel like I lost everything that was important to me. You see, so deep down inside, the heart is so hurt. And they're saying to themselves, well, how do we find that love again? How do we bring back the love? You see? So the answer to that question, in the deepest way, is that we bring back the love through using these divine qualities so that they open the heart in the way that the love happens. All right, let me explain that. If you see, first of all, and I know many of you know this, life is truly a mirror. Okay, what does that mean? It means that as above, so below. It means as within, as without. All right, so in other words, what's inside of you is actually being reflected outside of you. All right, so let's think about that. So, for example, let's say that on the outside you're lonely, right? You want to be in a relationship because you don't have a relationship. You keep meeting people and everything seems to fall apart. You meet this person, it doesn't work. You meet that person, it doesn't work. You try to go out on a date, nothing happens. Your parents try to set you up for a marriage. The marriage falls through. Why? Why isn't it working? Well, you see, the outside is reflecting something inside yourself. Well, what's inside of yourself that it's reflecting? Well, maybe you're very angry. Maybe you're very demanding. Maybe you're not happy with what you have. You see? So the inside of your being is ultimately reflecting the outside. The outside, meaning the people falling away from you, the people that are not showing up for you, is because deep inside, you're carrying something that they are uncomfortable with, but really, deep inside, you're not ready or open to having a relationship. So your inside is reflecting the outside. Okay, I'll give you an example of this. I know a man, very successful man, he had been in marriage, had divorced, and he could not find a relationship. And he was a therapist, he knew how to be in relationships, he had worked with all sorts of things. He couldn't find a good relationship. And he kept saying, why? I'm handsome, and he was. I'm rich, he said, and he was. He had everything going for him. He was well educated, all the things he needed, and he can't get into a relationship. And there are certainly plenty of women around for him to find a relationship with. Why wasn't he getting into the relationship? Well, we started to explore his heart. And what he found inside himself was he was so angry at his ex-wife, and he believed deep in his heart that he would never be able to find the love again. You see, and so he was carrying this deep belief that he couldn't find the love, and he was vibrating in his heart a very deep state of anger inside of himself. And on the outside, he was lonely. And he was wanting the love. He was wanting the relationship. And he kept asking people to set him up and to find him beloveds and to go on dates and all these things. And everything kept falling through. But why? Because at the deepest level, his heart was saying, I'm not ready for a relationship. I have not let go of my wife yet. I'm still so hurt. I'm still so angry about this. He had not resolved the issues inside himself. So they kept being reflected outside as that. Okay, I'll give you another example. This is a case of a Muslim couple. There was a woman. She wanted to have marriage, but the marriages kept falling through. She could not find the marriage that she wanted. And her parents kept looking for the right relationship for her. She couldn't find it. She'd meet somebody, it would fall through. They would think about somebody, it didn't work. Well, when she looked inside her heart, what do you think she found in there? It was really fascinating. She said, what I want is a perfect beloved who loves God perfectly, who will never leave God, and who will be with God in the deepest and most holy way all the time. So that's what she truly wanted. So every man that showed up didn't carry that quality to the level that she wanted. And so somewhere inside of herself, she broke those relationships again and again and again because she was not finding the relationships that she wanted. Okay? So when you're single and you're looking for a relationship, most people are looking, well, I want to find this, I want to find that. But you see, if you really looked inside, you would see, you look in your heart, you might find out, you know what? I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm afraid of a relationship. I might be hurt in that relationship. You see? So you're inside your heart, these secret hidden things are operating, and you've got to take and find those things inside your heart and clear those things in the deepest way. You see? We've got to clean and clear those things in the deepest way, so that then when we clear those things and you see the difference. Well, let me tell you the story of somebody who actually found a relationship. When they started the relationship, when they started the work together with me, they were saying in their deep heart, I don't trust men. I don't really like men. Men are trouble. This is what they were saying in their heart. But when they got deeper inside and they started to heal the place inside where they were angry at men, what happened was that they realized they absolutely did love men. You see, they wanted to be in a relationship with a man. And the minute they owned that, within a matter of, I think it was just a couple of weeks, they met their beloved and got married very shortly after. In other words, when she shifted the place in her heart to the place of saying, I do love men, I do want to be in a relationship, I do want the family, she was saying, I do. Just like in a marriage, I do. She finally said those statements inside herself. She was able to draw to her the relationship of her dreams. And today, many years later, she has a wonderful husband and she has children, and she's very, very deeply happy. She was able to turn that around in herself. You see? So in this teaching, what we're looking for is, we know, for example, that you may want to be in a relationship. But what we're really interested in is why you're not. In other words, what's going inside of your heart? That maybe you feel that you're unworthy of that relationship. Maybe you're so wounded that you have not been able to break through that place where you're so hurt. Maybe you don't think any man will ever be able to meet you in the way that you want. You see? these type of things are operating very, very, very deep inside of you. But once you find them and you understand them, then you can find the right quality of the 99 qualities, and you can apply it to that problem like a medicine. It's almost like a medicine that's applied to a wound. You apply it to the problem, and it transforms that problem almost in a magical way. It's almost magical. You can't believe it. It goes in and it changes the very nature of the relationship inside of yourself first. And when that changes, the outside changes in the mirror of that relationship. Okay, so let's understand that again. So let's say that you feel bad about yourself, which is a very common problem today. I've talked to a lot of people, and just deep inside, they're just not feeling good about themselves. There's something not right in there. What's really going on? Well, a lot of times, what's really happened is they've lost trust in themselves. Okay, so there's a place they lost trust. Why? Maybe because somebody didn't like them, or when they were a teenager, they went on a date, or maybe their parents introduced them to somebody that they were going to maybe get married to, and it didn't work out. They lost trust in themselves. Okay, now the deep wound is loss of trust, but what's the healing of that deep wound? Well, guess what? The healing is to return to trust. You have to bring that trust back inside of yourself. Well, how do you bring that trust back inside of yourself? Well, you use the quality al-wakil, W-A-K-I-L. A-L means the, dash, W-A-K-I-L, al-wakil. So if you're somebody that you don't feel good about yourself, and you look at why, because you got rejected, you got hurt, what really happened? You lost trust in yourself. You lost belief in yourself. You don't trust or believe in yourself anymore. Now, if you go, if you bring in the quality al-wakil, and you begin to recite al-wakil or ya wakil, and you recite that quality, or you can say, oh God, the trustee. You recite this quality again and again, that light will enter inside of your heart, and as it enters inside your heart, you'll begin to find that the transformation of that heart happens. Okay, so we learn in the Sufi tradition that there are many, many qualities, and each one have sacred names. Okay, these sacred names are sacred sounds. So every letter has a sound. And when that sound is woven together with other letters, it creates a force of light. And that force of light brings forth a particular thing. So of course in Sufism, the first thing we want is that power of God itself. Well, what's the power? What is the name of God? Well, in Sufism, the name is Allah. Okay, so when you say Allah, which is A-L, the, La, L-A-H, Allah, the God. Allah means the God. So when you say Allah with this light and this right sound, what happens? You begin to open up that reality where God's presence begins to show up. And with that presence becomes many things, like the power to change your life, the power to protect you, the power to heal you. That God's presence begins to change that very inner state inside you where you're so helpless and you don't think anything is going to happen. It shifts it. It changes that reality inside yourself. You see? So we learn as we travel how to heal these places in ourselves. And these qualities are magical. So that as you begin to find the right quality, like al-wakil heals the trust issues, and it helps with self-esteem. So if you have issues with self-esteem, and you say, Ya Allah, O God, al-wakil, the trust, the one who brings trust, that quality will begin to vibrate inside of you and will begin to fill up that place inside yourself where you've lost the trust. You see the power of that? And that's why it's so beautiful, and that we can begin to really work with these qualities as we go forward. All right, so just as a reminder here, let's go back for 1 second. In your relationships, if you're coming from the place of trying to get your needs met by saying, give to me, then in a way you're operating from yourself. We say you're operating from your nafs. So you're saying, for example, give me what I want, and if you give me what I want, I'll feel good, and I'll give you what you need. So the relationships becomes, give me what I want, and I'll give you what you want. You see? But in the Sufi tradition, we learn it's exactly the opposite that works. Rather than give me what I want, we go to the place of I fill myself with love through using these names and qualities. And from this place of being filled, I give the love to you. And when I give you the love and you receive the love, it is a natural response that you will return the love back if you truly receive it and if you open your heart. In other words, you have to open your heart to receive that love. But if you do, and the person gives you the love will return. You see, because the mirror is the above. If I give, what's the mirror do? It gives back. If I take, what does the mirror do? It takes back. You see the difference? That's the mirror of existence. Let's repeat it. If the universe is a mirror of my reality, and I'm giving, what does the mirror do? The mirror gives back to you. If I reach out to the mirror, what happens to the mirror? The mirror is reaching out to me. You see it? I reach out to the mirror reaches out to me. We take each other's hands, we come together because we've given to each other. But if I take and I pull away and I take, what happens to the mirror? The mirror takes as well. What happens to what we have between each other? Nothing. Now we've separated from each other. So you see, the core foundation of the problem is rather than giving, we're taking. Okay? So how do we learn to give? Through the 99 divine qualities. In other words, every time that you recite Ya Allah Al-Wakil, Ya Allah Al-Wakil, you are building up inside of you the light of trust, the light of being trusted, the light of being able to give trust, the light of the truth is being built up inside of your heart. Now, when you begin to vibrate that truth and that love outside of yourself and coming out of you, the mirror reflects it and it draws to you people who are like you, and they will come back to you and they will give the trust and the support and the love back to you. Okay, does that make sense? So when you build up the trust inside of yourself and you give it out because you're full of the trust, it goes out to the mirror. Existence brings a trustworthy person to you and it comes back to you. Now, let's say that you are not giving, right? So let's say that you're not giving. You will not be giving. Now, the existence will bring, what will existence bring? Existence will bring somebody who looks like what you want, but is mirroring what's inside of you. In other words, you will find somebody who looks like what you want, whatever it is you're looking for. You'll find that, so the outside will fit. But the inside, the heart, will mirror what's in your heart. That person will generally take from you. Okay, then in time, initially you'll have that first sort of romance together. But then as time goes on, all of a sudden what happens? You're taking and they're taking. You're taking and they're taking. You're taking and they're taking. What happens? There's not enough left of the pie. The pie begins to disappear. There's not enough love for either one of you. And pretty soon you start arguing and you start fighting and the relationship begins to break up. You see? So it becomes very important it's not about getting what we want. We have to shift that in your relationship. It's not about getting what you want. It's about finding out what you want and filling it up with that quality in yourself and giving it. to learn to give what you want. Find it in yourself, give what you want, and when you give what you want, you'll see that it comes back to you. It's returned back to you in the deepest way. And this is really what we want. We want to create that system of giving and reflection back to ourselves. Okay, so let's talk about what we can do to make relationships work when the love has been broken and we want to bring back that love. Okay, how do we get the love back? Well, first of all, we have to find the place inside of ourselves where we're hurt. Okay, now we may just feel hurt. I'm hurt because my beloved left me. I'm hurt because my beloved didn't do right by me. Okay, but you see, behind that hurt, there is self-responsibility, which is what happened inside of ourselves that caused that to happen. In other words, why did I choose a beloved who wasn't going to meet me? Maybe because deep inside, I didn't feel good about myself. Or maybe deep inside, I was looking for the outside things rather than the inside things, you see? So we start to find out what's the deep truth in ourself, and we begin to heal that in ourselves before we go out looking for another relationship. Because if we go out and we don't heal that, we're going to end up just drawing back to ourselves the same person we had before, you see? So we start out inside ourselves and we look inside ourselves and say, okay, what's the deep issue? Well, all right, maybe I really don't want to be in a relationship. I thought I did, but I don't. Why? Because I'm hurt. Why am I hurt? Because I never get my needs met. But why don't I ever get my needs met? Because I haven't been really honest with what my needs are, to myself or to others. And when I find out what they are, I realize that I don't know how to get them met. I don't even know how to find them. You see? So you've never really confronted the issue deep inside of yourself. Okay? So the first thing we do to heal our heart is we go inside ourselves and we find out what's our self-responsibility in this relationship. Then we look for the qualities that are needed so that we can heal that place in ourselves. In other words, we go inside and we find the right qualities to make that heal. And then we purify and we walk our heart deeper and deeper until our heart becomes full of greater and greater levels of love. And we reach that first level of real love, which we call Muhammad, that first deep level of giving the love, so that we carry that deep love inside our hearts. Okay, so I think you've gotten a pretty good idea about why things don't work. And I think we've talked a lot about the qualities, and we've talked about the love. And the last piece here, and we'll do this shortly, and then we're going to open up to some questions and answers, is what needs to actually happen so that we can actually create the love inside of ourselves. Now, in a minute, I'm going to be taking questions. So those of you that may have questions, if you *2 on your telephone, hit a *2, it'll show up on my computer screen here, and I'll be able to see your name, and I'll call the last 4 digits of your phone number and where you're from, where the phone's coming from. In other words, like it'll be from, maybe Houston, Texas, or Napa, California, or something like that, and I'll give you those numbers. So think about that. If you'd like to ask a question and you have the courage to ask a question, you might *2 your phone now, so you get up there and you get your questions taken. Okay, now. The last part of this call, we're going to be talking about the walking of the heart. Now, this call, as you know, is a promotional call for the upcoming the Beauty of the Divine Qualities 3 class that's going to be starting shortly. Okay, now that class, we're going to be learning the last 33 qualities. We've been through the first 66 already. We're going to be going through the last 33 qualities, and we're going to be focusing those qualities on 2 things. Number 1, how to deepen relationship with those qualities. Number 2, how to perfect our relationship to the world, our excellence in the world using those qualities. In other words, the focus will be deepening relationship and love, and also what's called al-halak. How do we perfect our skills in the world so that what we do we have success with? that there's more success, more opening, more goodness, more abundance in our reality. Okay, so that's coming up shortly. It starts, I think, July 22nd to November 4th, and we're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. All right, now, the last piece of bringing back the love is a very, very important thing, which is learning to walk your own heart to carry the love completely and fully inside yourself. So we stop looking to others to give us the love, but we're able to actually carry the deep love inside of ourselves, okay? And there's a whole series of steps to do this. These are called the stations, and we learn how to walk deeper through these stations so that we can carry this deep love, which we call Muhabba, and then, of course, there's the higher octave of Muhabba we call the Layla. The Layla is the deep secret love, which is even another octave of giving that very, very deep love. So these two qualities, Muhabba and Layla, bring this very, very rounded, beautiful love into our relationship so we really can have them. So we're going to be learning about the walking of the hearts through these stations, these stations to reach the Muhabba, to reach Layla, to reach the deep love, the deep secret love, and how to be able to give this love out so that we receive this love back. Okay, so I guess I just want to review a couple pieces here, and then I think we're going to be ready for some questions and demos. I just want to remind all of you that these qualities, the 99 qualities, are the master keys for the purification of the human being. They're the master keys for our spiritual growth. Not only are they the master keys, but in fact, they're what we have to absorb to spiritually grow. In other words, these are the very qualities that we absorb. For example, if you want to reach enlightenment, you have to absorb the quality of An-Nur, A-N-N-U-R, An-Nur. Nur, or divine light, when received in the mind, will bring you into a state of higher light. Okay, if you want to reach the world of unity, in the Sufi tradition, you have to absorb the quality Al-Haq, H-A-Q-Q, and that will open up the world of unity. But you have to be able to absorb it in a complete way, so that what I'm saying is that spiritually, it's the qualities that when you absorb them in the right way, you open up these realities inside yourself, and they are the source of growth in the deepest way. Okay, next thing to know, the divine qualities, by changing yourself, they will change the outside. Okay, so there are many stories of people who've been in prison, for example, and they've recited a particular quality, and they got released from prison. There's cases of people whose relationships have not worked, and they've recited a particular quality, and the love returned to the relationship. Okay, there are many, many stories of people who are sick, and they recite particular qualities, and their illnesses leave. Okay, so the first step is to go forward with this healing, and to realize that we're never to close our hearts. We're never to close our hearts. We're never to close our hearts. We're to communicate. We're to share. We're to come together and to bring the real love and the real walking back together so that we're always in that state of love. A true lover never leaves the love. They're in the love all the time. Their hearts stay open all the time. And they're always vigilant that when something goes wrong, that they're going to bring that love back into their life. Okay? All right. So I think that covers the main points that I wanted to discuss tonight on the course. I'm going to open up for some questions and answers about the qualities and the relationships. And, of course, we're going to maybe do a demo tonight as well. So let me open the first question here. Okay, this is from Boca Raton, 8848. You're open. Okay, if you're speaking, I'm not hearing you. You may have to unmute your phone because I'm not hearing you on this side. Go ahead. Okay, I'm still not hearing anything. All right, so I'm going to close you up, and we're going to try somebody else here. See what happens. second. All right, let's open our next one. This is from Novato, California, or, well, actually, let me take it back. It's Ignacio, California, 4783. You're open.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
You hear me?
Yes, I do.
Great. What's coming up for me is I'm having fear about being in a relationship. I've been receiving interest from a number of men from all different age ranges, and I'm wanting the right one, and a lot of them aren't necessarily connected to Allah. I'm wanting they're sometimes too young, or my perception is they're not in the right age range, or they're not the right type. And is it really, why is Allah sending this to me? And how do I get the right one?
Okay, there's the very good question.
I'm not even sure if I'm ready.
Right, that's the other question. Okay, well, first, for everybody, she's saying, is she ready for a relationship? And then the next question she's asking herself is, how do I find the right one? Is that right?
Yes, thank you.
All right, so first of all, here's the thing. If the relationships are showing up like that, she's ready. In other words, God is sending them to her because she's ready. And if you go into if you feel your deep heart, can you feel the place inside your heart where you're saying, you know what, I am ready for a relationship, and I'm ready to really give the love and the care to the right beloved? Can you feel that place in yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's why they're showing up.
There's some fear, though, and and maybe there's some anger, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I think those are still secondary. There may be a little fear, there may be a little anger, but the core statement of your heart is very clear. I'm ready for a beloved. I'm ready to be in a relationship. I have something to give, which is the love, and I'm willing to give that love out to others. And that's why it's being mirrored back to you. Can you feel that in yourself? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Are you able to feel that yourself?
Oh, yes, I am. I definitely am feeling the love lots more than I've ever been before, thanks to this path.
Beautiful. Okay, so the Sufi path has opened up that love inside of you. And notice, everybody, she's giving. She's not taking. You see the giving she's doing? Her heart is saying, I'm ready to give the love, because somewhere in her heart she has the love. She's not empty. She's got that love inside of her now. She's ready to give. Now, why is she having a problem? Well, the problem is not from that. The problem is from a different place in herself, which is saying, I want a very, very sublime relationship. In other words, I'm looking for a person who can truly travel to God with me, who can truly be on the journey together with me. And I'm not sure that I know how to recognize or find that person, and I'm afraid that maybe I'm not going to find the right one. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll make a mistake. I'll get the wrong one.
I'll get the wrong one. You see, so the issue isn't that her readiness. She's ready. The issue is that she's concerned about her discernment. You see? So when you're not sure, and you're not sure what the truth is, like, how do you know which one of these men is the right one for you? How do you know? What's the truth? Are they just, are they right or are they not right? How do you know? Well,
I have no idea. I sense that they're not right, and maybe Allah's testing me.
Maybe he's testing you. That could be. Oftentimes they show up like that. There'll be one that tests you. It looks exactly like what your ego wants, your nafs want. And then there's another one that shows up that is exactly what you really need. And the third one, we don't know what that one. The third one's the ringer. But
quite often too young.
What's that?
Quite often younger than my expectations are, and maybe that's just my nafs.
That may just be your nafs. Exactly. So you see, if you start to remember the name Ya Allah El-Haq, H-A-Q-Q, Ya Allah El-Haq, and you begin to remember that name while focusing on each of these men, you'll see that you'll start to find the truth about them without the projections of yourself onto them.
And is it possible that they might, if they don't have a spiritual path, they might come to Allah? I mean, most people really don't. Most men are not.
They might. But you see, the question is, you have to, it's important to know the truth in yourself. So for example, choose one of these men that come to you. Let's imagine, everybody, this is the demonstration tonight of one of the qualities. Now this is a demonstration of discernment. Okay, so she's going to learn this quality al-haq tonight. So take one of the men, whichever man it is, and tell me, just choose one.
Okay, I'm choosing one.
Okay, tell us which one that is.
I can't really remember his name. Oh,
is he the old one or the young one or the?
He was young and he was an artist.
He's young and an artist. Okay. All right. So everybody, we're going to focus on her young artist, possible beloved out there. Okay. So everybody tune in and focus on that person. Now, for you, I want you to see his face in your imagination. In other words, imagine him standing in front of you or sitting in front of you. Okay. Now, everybody else, you imagine it as well because you can feel what she's feeling. You imagine it. And then watch what happens.
I'm feeling a lot of fear.
Okay. What's your fear saying? To tell me the voice of your fear.
Oh, he's too young. I mean, maybe he could be my son. I mean, is that bad?
And so, why are you afraid of a young man?
Because I'm significantly older than him, and even though he might be attracted to me, he's going to lose interest because I'm so much older.
Oh, so you're afraid that he's going to leave you?
Yeah, I'm wanting a long term. I'm wanting a forever relationship, not just now or whatever.
Okay. Beautiful. All right, good. All right, so now this is the key. You found the issue for you, which is that you're afraid that he's going to leave you. Now, everybody say together. We're all gonna do dhikr of this together, and we're going to say it together. Okay, repeat with me. Ya Allah, al-Haq. Ya Allah, al-Haq. Ya Allah, al-Haq. Ya Allah, al-Haq. Ya Allah 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 al-Haq. Now that's about our first round. Now take a look. What has happened inside of you in relationship to this?
Well, actually, I'm getting now that he's not ready for commitment. He's not ready for a long-term relationship, and that's the problem with someone who's young. Beautiful.
All right, let's continue now, everybody. And everybody look yourself. Like, what do you see? What shows up inside of you? There's going to be a knowing. What's the knowing that's inside of you? Okay, what's inside of you? Okay, let's continue. Ya Allah al-Haq. Ya Allah al-Haq. Ya Allah al-Haq. And again, you want to be looking right at him. Ya Allah al-Haq. Ya Allah al-Haq. And can you feel, everybody, how it's like there's a shift going on in the heart right now? It's like something's clearing in the heart. This is what we want. This means that the Haq is clarifying the truth. Ya Allah al-Haq. 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 Okay, what do you find now?
Well, I'm wanting someone with more experience and more, the word stature comes up. Someone who can really hold being like the presence. Maybe it's a grounding foundation of experience and knowledge, and maybe it's a gnosis.
Yeah, beautiful. So you see, she started out, she was just afraid of this boy. Then she found out the reason was she was afraid he was going to leave her. Then as she went deeper, she realized, wait a minute, he's really not ready for a relationship. And then when she went deeper, she realized, wait a minute, what the truth for me is that I want a man with presence, with stature, with a certain type of light, a certain type of strength, somebody to be with in a relationship in a certain way. You just defined what you want in a relationship.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Okay, you've got your yardstick now.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Okay, good. All right, guys. Everybody see how that works? Thank you very much. I'm going to close you up here.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. And again, as you see, when we work with the qualities, how they refine and they change our reality. She started out with one thing, I'm afraid, all these guys are showing up, I don't know which one to choose. She went with the first one. Why? Because in a certain way, that was the one she was most attracted to. It was the one that popped out, the one that had the most strength. You see, why? Because maybe, that part matched her inner child, the 21-year-old in her, or the 25-year-old in her, or whatever it was. We all have these younger parts that was maybe calling for her. He was the outpicturing of that part of herself. But the deeper part of herself, the deeper truth, was afraid of it. Okay? When she found out why he's going to leave me, but then she wanted to use this quality. The quality refined it and made it clearer. Now she understands, wait a minute, he's not ready for the relationship. And not only that, but she's defined what she wants, which is that maturity, that holding, maybe some gnosis, maybe some understanding in that relationship. She's looking for that deeper truth. That changes her very nature. Now she knows what she wants. Now she can hold it up to all those other men and see, maybe one of those men has that, or the potential for that, or maybe none of them do. And then maybe none of them are right. And see, she has to do that with all those other men now to find out which is the one, if any, are the right for her. And if not, she can ask God to please bring one who has that. All right, let's go to our next one. This one is from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 2958. You're open.
That might be me.
Yep, that's you. Alaikum salam.
Ramadan Kareem to everyone. So this has to do with the relationship between a parent and a child, which is obviously different than a romantic relationship. I know my first question is, do you think that on some subtle level that children do choose their parents? And secondly, how do you heal a relationship with a parent when you're just so blank as to what could possibly be the problem? My father's a pathological liar and a cheat, and he's been this way for 40 years as far as I can tell, probably longer. So how do I heal that kind of relationship without continuing to set expectations for him that I don't think he's going to meet?
Right. Okay, well, interesting. Well, the first thing is, we have to understand that it's not really that the child chooses the parent. It's that God chooses the child for the parent. Okay, so in other words, in a way, the children that are going to come to you are known and by God, and that those children are going to come through when the time is right. Okay, so, you were meant to be with your father. You had no real choice. That was a decision by God. Now, the question really is why? Why would God put you with this man if he was a pathological liar and all these things? Why did he do that? So there are ways to understand that. And again, Al-Haq is a good one for this. But a better one for you is this quality, Al-Jalil. Okay, Jalil, Jalil. Okay, Jalil means the sublime, or the most pure, or the most beautiful. It's like a very, very high quality. Okay? So now, if you say, again, look at your dad, okay, and right now you're questioning, why am I with this dad? Could I have really chosen him? Why did I make a mistake? What goes on here? Now, watch what happens, everybody, when she brings this quality in. All right, so let's try it again. We're going to do it together here. Ya Allah al-Jalil. Everybody do it together. Ya Allah al-Jalil. 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 Okay, what happened there for you?
Maybe by working through my feelings with him, I am actually growing on the spiritual path. And possibly if I didn't have this tumultuous relationship, maybe I wouldn't be pressed to go so deep within myself to grow and to find my own voice and my own grounding and my own identity. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right on it. You're finding it. You're exactly in the right direction. I mean, think about this. Here. I mean, again, I'm going to give you, maybe some things to contemplate. If there is a place in yourself that can be caught by illusion or buy into illusion, what better way to break the place of illusion than to put you with somebody who lies about it so that you see the falsity of the illusions?
Mm-hmm. It's hard, though. It's very painful.
Yeah, yes. Yes, it is. It's not easy, and spiritual growth is not easy because these are very deep wounds in ourselves. But at the same time, this is the medicine to take that wound out. The splinters hurt, but we have to pull those splinters out in order to heal. Okay? I think you did great. You're right, exactly on track. And if you just keep following it, practice that tonight, Ya Allah al-Jalil, do that another 100, 200, 300 times, and I think you'll understand deeply why you're with your dad. Okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You bet. All right, let's go check another one here. All right, this one is from Charleston, West Virginia, 8435. You're open.
Salam.
Alaikum salam.
I have been married for about 13 years, and I've never had any other relationship before my marriage. And my husband, he had other relationship before the marriage and some breakups. So, and he had a lot of family problems. His parents, they fight a lot at home. Just a lot of yelling and screaming. So, I really try to help him just get over all these emotional problems. And we have been married, as I said, for 13 years. He's getting a lot better, but there are a lot of his bad influence in our life come back and forth. But overall, I can continue living I'm working, he's not working, and when I talk about having children, he's not ready after 13 years
Yes, yeah, I hear what you're saying. So you're in this relationship with him and you're not happy because you're not moving forward.
Yeah, and I don't know, I don't want to do anything wrong, so, and I get a lot of attention from other men, and I try to just ignore them because I don't want to, commit any sin, and I'm not looking for any extraordinary thing. I just want connection and just comfort and family. So I don't know if I should work on this relationship or just, you know what I mean?
Yep. I think that, first of all, I think it's a very noble thing that you're not going outside the relationship. I think that's very, very important and very good that you're protecting the relationship at this point, and I think that's the right thing to do. Secondly, I think my sense is you probably do love this man, and what you're missing is the relationship, but you love him. And I think that there's qualities that can be used that would change your relationship and make it better.
I don't know. I'm actually, I don't know. Like, I've never been in love, honestly. Like, I don't know that feeling. Like, I try to help him. He's a, honest person. He's a good person. And I respect that. But I don't even know, like, if, like, soulmates, if that's real thing, if it exists or not. Like, we are not on the same level, like, energy-wise, or I can't really talk to him about, the subjects that I'm very interested, like, but we don't have, like, any deep connection other than, just I try to respect the relationship because it's marriage. Yes. And he's very honest, and he has, like, good qualities. But I don't think, like, I'm actually, like, in love at all. I've never been in love.
Right.
Maybe I don't know what love is. I don't know. Like, it's just, like, I don't have that connection at all. I've never had that.
Right. Well, until you have that with him, you won't have the love. In other words, the love will come through the connection.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And I think what you're asking for is you want to be in love and you want to experience the love. And I think it's probably, personally, my guidance for you would be to try to find this with your husband.
Uh-huh.
In other words, don't go looking outside for it, but let's see if we can work it out in the relationship. Now, I'm going to give you a quality. It's called Al-Azim. Al-Azim.
Uh-huh.
And A-Z-I-M, which means the most great. Now, watch what happens here. I want you to, again, everybody, to see if you can feel this. Watch what happens with her with this quality. If you focus on your husband, I want you to imagine him standing in front of you or sitting in front of you. Okay, feel the place in your own heart that's confused and doesn't know what to do with him. Okay, now watch what happens. Now watch, we're going to say the quality together. Ya Allah Al-Azim. 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 Okay, tell me what you're feeling now. What happened between you and your husband?
I think, like, I felt like some sense of, like, I don't know, like, coldness, like when you put water on fire.
Yeah.
And then,
feels better?
It feels, yeah, I felt like protection, for some reason. I don't know why.
Beautiful. Okay, if you keep reciting that, you'll watch. And I think, I mean, again, I'm jumping in here, but it looks to me like when I feel your deep heart, you're just about to fall in love with him. You want to fall in love. You're ready for love. And there's your fear of falling in love and whatever is there, that maybe the fire between the two of you that needs to be cleared so that love can happen. But from my perspective, I think you're just about ready to fall in love with him.
I hope so. I just want to do the right thing and, just experience love before I die.
Of course you do. That's right. Practice this quality, Ya Allah Al-Azim. You can try Ya Allah Al-Karim, which is the generosity, and Azim, which is the most great, and do those qualities. Try them 500, 600, 700 times a day, and I bet you that you'll be very surprised what happens between the two of you.
Thank you. So Al-Karim and Al-Azim, these two?
Those two, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, everybody. So again, I want to remind you that we are going to be starting our Most Beautiful Qualities course number 3. It's going to be starting up the 22nd of July, goes through November. And we're going to be going through 3 qualities a night and working on them. And if you'd like to learn to use the qualities for relationship, and you'd like to use the qualities to heal or to come to God, that this would be a very good course for you to consider. Now, we are going to be sending you out an email tonight, and you're going to be receiving a special gift, a discount for it if you want tonight. That will be coming to you after the call, and you'll have till the end of the week to use that if you want. And the early registration price is over on Friday, and this gift certificate will also end at that time. So if you feel like you'd like to take the course, you can go ahead and sign up in the next couple of days. So don't miss your chance, and I hope that you'll take the chance to dive into this. Okay, by the way, what we'll be doing in that course, before I forget, is we're going to be learning the names of the qualities, the usages of these qualities, how to use them. Like, how did I know to use El-Haq or El-Azim? We're going to learn the traditional uses, and we're going to learn some of the inner uses. And we're also going to learn how to purify and heal with each of the qualities, kind of where they work, what they do. So this is going to be very much a course about healing, purification, and transformation through these qualities. Okay, I hope you join me. All right, let's go on now, and we're going to take, I think, one more for the night. Let's see here. Let's go to, all right. This one is San Antonio, Texas, 6424. You're open.
Assalamu alaikum, Ibrahim.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I have a question on the lecture that you were talking about, the mirror, which I totally am in agreement with, and I have experienced that. But my question is, okay, so let's say you're in a relationship and you tend to be the giver, and you give of everything. You give your time, your love, your heart, your resources, and everything. And at some point you feel totally depleted. So if this premise of the mirror is correct, and the person that I was giving to was taking, then on some level, am I taking too, where I'm being depleted? Although I thought that I was the giver?
Well, you could say that in some way. Probably, I mean, my guess is what's happening is deep down inside yourself, way deep in your heart, there's a place where you were saying, I'm not enough, and I need them to give to me. So you were giving to them, but secretly you were actually wanting them to give back to you. You see, because of the emptiness. Okay. So that was causing the depletion inside yourself.
Okay, so then just work on that deep issue, because I guess I'll just work on that deep issue of feeling empty.
Yeah, exactly, feeling empty in yourself. And heal that place. And again, you might try the quality Ar-Raqib, the watchful. It'll help you open that up. And at the same time, everybody remember that excuse me, that if he's not giving to you, there's also something in him as well. I'm actually feeling the depth of your pain, and I apologize for my voice, but I can feel the depth of your hurt in there. And I'm very sorry. I mean, I'm trying to clear that for you as we talk. There we go. Starting to leave now. But sometimes we carry those really deep pains inside of ourselves. But once it's gone, then you won't draw somebody like that, and you'll find the real love for yourself.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for helping me clear it. I appreciate it so much.
You're very welcome. You bet. Okay, thank you very much. All right, everybody, we're about at time here, so I'm going to go ahead and I know there's a lot of questions still, but I want to thank all of you very much for attending tonight. I hope to see you at the Qualities course, and I pray that Allah Most High teaches everyone how to really use these qualities and be able to transform their life, to make their life really happy, and to have real holiness, and to have real peace, and to have the real beauty in their lives through the use of these qualities. So let's close by asking God to protect and to support everyone on this call, to give everybody the real love, the real beloved, to help us to heal those hidden places inside ourselves where we're all in pain and we're all holding wounds inside of ourselves. And may we open our hearts to receive the real love, the real peace, the salam, the real love, the wadud, the real truth, the haq, the real knowing, the alim, and that all of us come to a new place of beauty and connection, oneness, freedom, and a sense of meaning and purpose in our lives. Amen. 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 All right, thank you all so much. And we say Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah wa barakatuh. May God's peace and blessings be upon everyone. Okay, good night, everyone.